Same classes, Austin, are different.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Divine Brothers podcast. Coming to you with a little gravel in my throat today, but otherwise happy to be here. Yeah, Chase, Austin, how's it going, man?
Good. I'm doing pretty good.
Dean, I got in late, man. What's wrong with you, dude? Maybe get a science
Science,
infection?
science
Science
infection,
infection? Is that what you said? A science infection?
I did
maybe.
science could explain this infection, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Tell
dude, that
you what.
sucks, man.
Yeah, well, Austin, if you'd been, giving your daily meditation updates, you would have seen me bitching about this in the meditation journal. But it's all
Jeez.
right. Trying to meditate with one nostril, not easy. Not
Well,
easy at all.
so Dean was saying certain places just we got sensitive stomachs. It just cannot adjust. Different country fucking kills us. But there is one food that I eat. And when I eat it, I can feel like my stomach says yes. Just please just continue to eat this. It's just one. Any
Okay.
guesses what it is? Either one
No
of you?
idea. Oh,
Kimchi.
Fuck you. I hate fucking kimchi. Fucking don't ever say that again. I'm gonna punch you next time I see you. That's a horrible lie. Sushi, man. Sushi. Sushi, the
really?
raw fish to me is
Huh.
just like, thank you, Chase. I'm not gonna make you full fat and I'm not gonna be upset. This is exactly what I need. Every fucking time.
Unexpected. Hey, I love sushi. Sushi's great. I never thought about it in terms of health, though. Your
It
stomach says yes.
if I could eat it every day. Fuck, I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. There's in China, they do rice porridge here, which is like the most basic bitch thing in China. Like it's the true peasant's food. It's just rice that you cook for a really long time. They'll go soft and mushy. But in Wuyin's hometown, they got a chicken porridge place. It's like their chicken noodle soup. That shit, that shit is magical. Every time I have a bowl, I can feel a happy feeling just surging through my body. It is truly, truly amazing.
You, you know, man, there's as much as they praise Thai food, the meal that made me the happiest was in Vietnam, that bún chả. It was so
Oh
good.
yeah.
It was a beautiful lunch. It was the perfect lunch. It was just, I'm not a foodie.
You know what's great about that, man? The vegetables. The big fresh, they give you the giant fresh plate of like mint and little greens, you know what I
Choices,
mean?
choices.
Fresh. And you throw that in there and it just gave it so much, it gave it that fresh taste, which was great,
It's kind of
you know?
fun too. You kind of do it your own way. You rip up the
Yeah,
leaves, bigger chunks, smaller chunks. It's a process. Yeah.
yeah. Damn. And the noodle bowl. That was good stuff too.
Hey,
Bowl bowl.
What do you think of kimchi, Dean? I was offended when he said that. I think less of him now, actually, for even attempting that joke. I hate kimchi.
In
Fucking
China, they have their own kind of kimchi. And it's totally different from each place.
is it?
Wuyin's kimchi from Sichuan, that shit is so much better than the Korean stuff. It is
Okay.
really good, man. And how they do it is it's a breakfast thing here. So you have your porridge, which is like a very nothing kind of flavor. Like it's almost like tofu or something, like just very bland. But you have like a tiny piece of kimchi that mixes with each bite of the porridge, and it adds this perfect flavor to the blankness of the porridge. And you can change the kimchi as you're eating. So every bite is just a little bit different. It could be a little sour, a little sweet, a little spicy.
It needed
So,
some work. I'm glad they've made some attempts to improve it. That's
yeah,
fantastic. Hey,
yeah.
hang on, is that a Chinese dish or a Korean? It probably is Chinese, but the Koreans took it over.
So there is a gigantic academic war between Korea and China.
Really?
To oh man, like I remember like this shocked me when I first came to Asia. You know, Koreans by far are the most racist people in all of Asia
Easy.
by
That's what
far.
everybody says. That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like and when it comes to like I'm not just talking about white people. I'm talking about like all the other Asians too. Like the Koreans say Chinese actually stole the language from them. They were the OGs. Like, and especially when we're talking about like, who had like their version of Taoism is the real version of Taoism, their version of Buddhism is the real version of Buddhism. You're like, bitch, India is by China, not Korea. And they're like, no, man, it's all fucked up. Like, those fucking Chinese, they screwed up everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I encountered quite a lot of that in my time here. They had a real like elite chip on their shoulder for a long time. Meanwhile, they were China's bitch for thousands of years as a
Well,
protector of
oh,
them. So,
oh, really? China oversaw him? Hey, wait,
oh,
before I forget, who in your mind is the more honest historian between the Chinese and the Korean?
um, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Careful what you say, right?
For, I would say pre pre-revolution, pre-communist revolution, it's not bad. The problem is that there were every like few hundred years, like whoever's running China has some crazy book burning thing where they like burn all the Confucius stuff, burn all the Buddhist stuff. Like it happens like every few hundred years where they gather everything and destroy it all. And they've done that, I don't know, like 6 or 7 times. So any of the really old stuff is gone, you know? So other than like super famous ancient people that are their equivalents of like Homer, there's not much for certain parts of Chinese history. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
So, since the revolution, you don't trust, so you trust the Koreans more.
Yes, but before the revolution, I think the Koreans are all fucked up because they got their shit together after. They got their shit together once that sweet, sweet American
Did,
capitalist Marshall funding came in.
did I remember watching a Korean movie, like an action movie, and I think
Uh,
maybe you were with me. It was the sheer amount of violence for no reason whatsoever, or
shut
the most bizarre slight. This is revenge for generations. I was like, wow. And it was this one guy. He must have been stabbed and shot 30 times. Continued throughout the entire movie. I was like, man, I don't get this,
Yeah.
man. But maybe that's how they see John Wick. Who fucking knows? I don't know.
We went on a Korean movie kick once. Holy shit. There is something wrong with that society, man. Like
Yeah.
it is dark. Like I was shocked at the places we went to in those films, man. I was
Dude,
like, you put these in theaters? Like, holy shit.
they got a Vice documentary on South Korean bridge walkers. You seen that? These guys, their job is to
No,
walk the bridges because
suicide.
fucking suicide. That's his job. We have so many people jumping off. I gotta walk the bridge. I'm like, dude, if that's your culture, you would think if I was the president, I'm like, look, another 17 people jumped off a bridge today. We got to make some changes. If it gets to that point where people are killing themselves like everywhere, it's like, we got to make some changes. But that alarm does not sound over there. It's just that.
Dude, I the jumping suicide, that's pretty rough, man. Like, because you have those few seconds, like
Well, they
that
don't have a
half
gun.
second.
How else are they going to do it? If you
I
didn't,
don't know, man. I
yeah.
guess I would go the overdose route, I guess, something. But yeah, that I wonder if people are jumping more in the United States now. Maybe people are walking across the Tennessee River in Huntsville, Alabama, just waiting to jump. So
Maybe.
it's gonna be pretty high.
No, we have respect here. We don't, typically people don't jump off bridges as far as I know.
What do you guess the number one way the Hawaiians and the Native Americans take their life?
I
By
think
a
we've discussed
landslide.
this.
Oh,
They're
did
all
we?
hanging each other or
Yeah, man.
themselves.
Fucking hang each other, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I'm glad to not have. Yeah, I think one of the pros of the West is we very firmly said no to suicide. You know, it's not quite like Japan and China, but it's not taboo either. There's a couple of things like that. Like abortion is not an issue in China. It is not even a moral thing. Like I have had women come up to me. I remember one time in particular, where like, yeah, I just had a little abortion and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, how are you? And so I'm fine. It was the kid wasn't healthy, so we're trying again. Like it just zero moral, emotional effect on them. It does not exist as a problem for them over here. So
What do you think of that on that issue, Dean?
I think it's correct. I think it is absolutely correct. It showed me how um, the zeitgeist can emotionally charge an issue. You know, like if people are feeling something collectively, it can completely alter how you. It's just like politics, right? Like, of course, in China, no one gives a fuck about politics. It's not talked about. In America, it is the only topic of conversation. It is not an option not to talk about it, you know? So I think that collective willpower is a real phenomenon that people got to deal with when it comes to what's right and wrong.
Awesome. What about you, man?
That's not a topic I care to talk about. But yeah, it's of course here it's a really big issue. Everyone loses
No,
their
no,
mind
no, no,
over
no.
it.
I want your like. Do you feel like that's the correct response for that? Like he gave a very detailed yes.
What, like the we shouldn't be as intense about politics in the
Uh,
US or
no, that particular topic, man. He like the abortion not being an issue morally.
no, I think it is complicated. I mean, I'm pro-choice myself, but I think it's not a hill I'm willing to die on. Yeah, if you put me in a corner.
Yeah, but you would lean more toward yeah, you're for it, right? You understand it, and the
Yeah.
less moral attachment. I got what Dean. I got what you're saying, man. I have talked to American women that they could have been traumatized from those events, or they could have been exaggerating. And I talked to women in Asia that got it done. They're like, eh. I mean,
Yeah.
but the other thing too, I talked to women that were raped in Asia, and they were not traumatized. Although they didn't say it, they did not lean into it like the West. They're like, it's a fucking shit situation. It was fucking bad.
Mhm.
Let's move on from it. Like it was a completely different cope. And I don't think one's right or wrong. It's just fascinating to see the differential. In the West, it was something that could alter you for life. In Asia, it was just like, it was a shit day.
There's a different philosophy for dealing with pain over here. You know, like there's no such thing as ruminating on so this is really interesting because like the shit that gets to us, like the little things, don't get to Asian people. But the big things, like if something really fucked up happens, an Asian person will turn into a Korean movie and they will spend their entire life planning to get back at you. You know, like it's this weird pendulum swing where it's like, I'm Teflon, nothing's gonna stick to me. I can handle my shitty life every day. But if you cross the threshold, it goes to a level that just it gets sick, man. Like really dark, dark Korean shit, And I've seen that before. Like I've seen people get pushed over that line and just like, oh, you've made not just an enemy, like you've made a fucking villain that's going to be after you for the rest of your life, man. So it goes both ways, dude.
But it's just fascinating how different the direction is. Just like, God damn, they went the opposite way. That was a 180 on that one. It's fucking
Did you ever
cool.
see that Korean movie Old Boy? Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
So I saw that with Wuyen, and I afterwards I was like, "This is the stupidest fucking movie ever." I was like, "I hate this movie. It's just needlessly pointless." It's based. Austin, have you seen it?
I know I don't believe so.
You should see it. So it's like just a vengeance story. It's a vengeance story, but it's like this totally over the top, ridiculous, the most extreme vengeance you could ever imagine, right? And I watched it and I was like, this is so fucking stupid. Who would fucking hold a grudge for decades and decades and decades? And I'm sitting next to Wu Yin and he says, you stupid white boy, you don't understand. This is how every Chinese person feels. It's like this, what this guy does to another person, he's like, every single Asian person feels this. Like, this is something that exists within the depths of all of us. And suddenly I looked at him with a degree of fear I never had before. But I think I think the other thing that the West has is the capability for forgiveness. Yeah, I think forgiveness is rare in Asia, very rare. There's a lot more tolerance,
Great point.
but when the moment of real forgiveness comes, it is exceptionally rare because it's not considered a top tier virtue over
Well,
here.
let me ask you this. The lack of forgiveness compared to the virtues we have, they're so much older and they've lasted so much longer. Do you think eliminating the forgiveness trait sustains a population longer, or not so much?
Well, one thing that is interesting to notice, think about how many like complete changes in society the West has had. First there's the Romans, and then there's the Franks, and then there's all these different nations and countries. They come and go all the time in a constant state of flux. But there's always been a China. There's always been a Japan. There's always been a Korea.
Yeah.
There's even been like you have to go back to the Khmers, like with Southeast Asia and shit like that. Those Cambodian fucking people. That empire was around for 1,000 years, man. So there might be stability to it. You're still losing other shit like innovation, but yeah, there's something to be said for it. There's a different tier list of virtues.
Just different ways of evolving, man. Yeah.
Like I would say the number one virtue in Asia is patience. I think it is the king. I think it is more important than anything else. Like I can't tell you how many times I've heard the word "naixing" in China, which just means patience. Like that is the supreme virtue over here. And patience that helps you deal with any kind of pain, helps you deal. Even like patience can be negative too, right? Like if you're patiently waiting to get your vengeance on somebody, you know, I think that's the highest virtue here. Sorry, I'm talking like Austin today. I got a philosophical kick to me, and I apologize, everybody. I guess
I
it's just
I love that about Asian cultures. My favorite thing is the patience that they give to you. Politeness too. Patience and politeness. It's seductive. Like it'll suck you in. It's like, oh, man, this is nice, man. Treating people well. Like nobody's getting robbed. Nobody's cussing you out or calling you racist. Like it's just pleasant. Fucking very
Austin
pleasant.
when I brought we into my family and stuff. Like we just naturally go into our mode of bickering and arguing and complaining, just, like family does or whatever. And he went into a room and I was like, hey, why aren't you hanging out? And he's like, I mean, what is wrong with you guys? You're just yelling and screaming and argue. Who can live like, do you all hate each other? No, man. What are you talking about? He's like, I cannot be a part of this. I'm going to stay in here. You know, he couldn't understand it, man. He couldn't understand it. I don't blame him. Maybe he was right. I just didn't realize all the evil that I was
That's
generating,
such a horrible example of an American family. It really is. It's tragic. Wish
Um,
you would have seen a better one.
If patience is the number one virtue, what's the number one vice? What's like really what you if you did something in public in China you could never be forgiven for?
disturbing the community peace. Like if you're doing something that is causing a nuisance to other people, like you are disturbing the community peace, that is the ultimate shame. There's that's one of the reasons there's so much order here. Like I'll give an example, right? There's a when I first when I've changed apartments 3 times. The very first thing that happens when you get an apartment is a police officer comes to your door, and they introduce themselves and stuff like that, and they're what's called the nuisance officer and stuff, and they're just there to be like, hey, we just want you to like be aware if you ever have any issues, come talk to us and stuff like that. We'll make sure everything's good. And what they make sure is, hey, no crazy shit. Don't be blasting your music loud. Don't be, you got kids, keep them down after 9, like shit like that. Because if you violate that, you can get kicked out of the apartment complex. If you violate that in a public setting, you can get kicked out of China, you know. I have seen people I've no, excuse me, I've never seen people publicly be like a homeless person holding up a sign or playing music out loud or blasting music from their car. I have never seen it once in China because it is considered one of the ultimate violations, the community good being violated.
I actually appreciate that, you know. Some people might see it as like overreach, maybe even totalitarian. But me and Edwin were leaving the movie theater like 2 weeks ago, and there's some intoxicated guy on top of his truck singing along to rap music, you know, just disturbing the entire environment. I got so upset. I was like, this is not appropriate, like I wish some Chinese cop would have come by and just beat this guy with a stick, you know. That's really what I wish would have happened. But of course, being the U.S., like, he kind of got away with it. People are like, oh, you know, some rent-a-cop came up and told him to leave, and he left, and that was the end of it. But I wanted some. That was a moment I wish I had some Chinese justice right there.
So, guys, it begs the question, what is the vice in the West? Disturbing the peace in the East, what would it be? What's the unforgivable sin?
Um, go ahead, Austin. I'm curious what you'd say.
I was actually like, I've been thinking about this. I don't even know what the greatest sin is. You know, holding the wrong opinion about something. I really don't know. Being mistaken for a Nazi. I'm not quite sure.
I think it's unemployed. Yeah.
Why do you say
Which
that?
AKA means useless. Like the idea that you as an individual are useless. I think this is why so many people kill themselves. They see themselves as failures, right? Yeah, maybe that's the word, failure. That is the ultimate vice in the West, to be a failure.
Well, no, hang on. I could make a very strong argument for failure in the East is the biggest vice as well.
Yeah, I just think that it depends on define failure, right? Like, because if you're part of a successful family, but you're a fuck up, you're not a failure. You know what I mean? Like, in the West, it is totally you. You know, it is you as an individual that's the failure. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, the West can be brutal. In the East, Austin, a good example would be, all right, I'm smart, I'm in college, I want to be an engineer, but my family is going to make me study business. And you can go against that and do what you want, and they will hate you. And they will tell you, you fucked up the family plan. Like, you're my least favorite daughter. Like, they will lay into you. Or you go along with it and suffer, and everyone just goes, good. That's what you're supposed to do. Good boy. Good girl. And it
It's the
breaks people
community good. It's what's best
for
for
the greater
the.
good. Yeah, but it crushes individuals unless you just
Yeah,
give in and accept it.
I do want to be clear. I would never sacrifice my
Uh,
individualistic American nature ever,
No,
ever.
neither would
There,
I.
there's
It's too pure. It's too pure. It's
there's
the best one.
I can see the life in the I can see the entire way of living, but I couldn't live without my sense of freedom. It's too important, you know.
It's so fascinating. This is probably the most fast, it's probably one top two fascinating conversations I've ever had in therapy. This guy was trying to work through dating a girl that was not picked by the family. And I remember talking to him one week and he's like, it's my last day in session. I will not be coming to this anymore. I'm breaking up with this girl and I'm going to marry the proper girl for the proper family. Like he
Mm,
bought in. So I had to talk with my dad and he bought in. I ran into him 6 months later, something like that. And we ate in a restaurant. And I was asking him, I was like, dude, did you really change, man? Did you just flip the switch? And he's like, it's easier to go along with the plan. And
yes.
it truly is not about me, Chase. It was a bit of
Mm,
both. It was like
that's the highest virtue right
he
there.
was
You know.
aware though. He was aware. It
Yeah.
wasn't that they broke him. He was like, this is the right choice for me in this
So
culture.
I read a little bit about man, I can't remember why I was looking this. I was reading about Indian arranged marriages and stuff. India has one of the lowest divorce rates in the world. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, what? That's shocking and stuff like that. Well, it turns out like I read all these sources about people talking about they have different ideas of love, right? Like it's not the eros sort of, seized by love that we think about, like eros is like fucking for fun and stuff like that. But when we're talking about in India and stuff, they talk about how that precisely what you described, Chase, that family love overrides all other loves, and it's why those marriages remain stable because they take place in an institution that's been established for thousands and thousands of
And
years.
that's why they survive longer. That's probably it.
Um,
Has to be. Yeah.
I was thinking of something like a parent will often say to their kids in the West, like, I don't care what you do, I just want you to be happy. And I could never imagine a Chinese parent saying that to a Chinese kid, right?
Austin, what did your parents say to you?
I think they said stuff like that.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it was probably, there's frozen burritos in the refrigerator if you're hungry. That's what I thought they would say.
Yeah, yeah. There's beans and hot dogs on the stove. Have a good night.
Damn, that sounds pretty good actually.
Yeah, dude,
Fish sticks
and
and corn dogs, man, and
cornbread.
burritos. Yeah, there was always plenty of them, and that's what we ate. It was good.
And I remember, man, when I went to Austin's dad's house, man. Austin's dad's house to me is like a teenage boy was like paradise on earth. I could not believe this place existed. You know, like there was always just there was always a freezer stuffed with like really delicious frozen burritos, you know, and there was always people playing Halo. There was always something going on in a car in the back that somebody had open. There was a cool black lab hanging out, and I just remember thinking, this is the greatest place ever. As like a little 13-year-old boy, it totally
Sure.
blew my mind, you know. And yeah, Vic said, I don't want you going over there anymore. And I was like,
Did,
huh, okay.
do you remember Wayne's World, the movie, where
Uh-huh.
there's that guy at the party when they make it big and he's going around saying, I love you, man. And they keep passing him on. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Hey, he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
something he wants to say to you. That's
Thank you.
that's how I remember that house with Marty Austin's dad. He dove into the wine and he was a pleasant drunk. I love you so much, Chase. I love you. Like, yeah, I love you too. Hey man, hey Austin, your dad wants to say something too. Just pass him on to the next guy to show some love, man. But yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a comedian. He was making a joke about alcohol. He was like, "Drunk people make me uncomfortable because they only feel like two ways towards you. They either love you or they hate you, and those are the two things that make me most uncomfortable." But yeah,
Man, damn, Austin, that sucks.
Oh, it's a
but
Yeah.
comedian. That was a comedian, right? Yeah.
yeah, it was a comedian. Yeah,
No, but I know that feel because I love the love. Like if I'm with happy drunks, that's a great feeling. You know, like it can
Happy
yeah,
keyword.
happy.
I,
Yeah.
I cannot stand an angry, like I hate an angry drunk. I'm just like, dude, you're fucking killing this for everybody. It's like our one time to laugh, and you're fucking it up for everybody.
Let me
Pisses me
tell you
off.
something. We have I'm gonna keep this very vague, a relative that is inclined to that. Like and they are either angry or miserable. Like I'm gonna bitch about my life or I'm going to get angry. And it has made them an intolerable person. An intolerable person, you know, to the point where I don't want to hang out with them anymore, man. Like it's just makes me sick talking to him, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel your pain, Austin. You know, I feel your pain.
yeah. I never like really enjoyed alcohol culture. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like the bar scenes, parties, because I'm not really good at socializing to begin with, and I don't like drinking alcohol. So I'm like the one sober guy there, and then think people get even more erratic. And nobody wants to talk about philosophy when they're drinking alcohol, or they don't
Dude,
when they
no.
do
Why
it,
the
they don't do
fuck
it
would you want
well.
to talk about philosophy when you drink? Well, I get maybe if it's a certain person, but dude, casual drinking, if you're good at it with people that are funny, is fucking top shelf. It's top shelf shit, man. You have never laughed harder. You come out of it feeling alive. You feel closer to these people, like they gave you this boost. Like it's fucking fantastic. And a lot of that is due to the proper drinking the proper amount, not fucking getting shit, occasionally getting shit faced, but usually within your means. Just having a
I
good
don't know
time.
about you, Chase. I feel like I feel like alcohol is getting harder as the years go on. Like I rarely drink, but when I do, I feel like the next day gets worse as time goes on. Like I cannot handle it anymore. It's fucking over, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people it is. Yeah.
I think it's over. That's why I miss marijuana so much. It's been years, years. It'd be so great to get high
Austin,
again.
you can look this up and confirm this for me. What are the alcohol sales down in the States? What is it? It's down, Dean. It's down like 30 or 40%.
Good. That's a good thing.
Nobody's drinking anymore.
Yeah. I do wonder how the prevalence of marijuana, how much has the marijuana gone up? Has it gone up 30%? You
It's a
know?
great question. They're not
Yeah.
telling you that. Yeah. Which I think is better anyway. It's
Well,
better to be nicer than fucking angry. Alcohol will
I
make
don't
you
know.
angry.
They're both they both have effects. I don't buy these people who say marijuana doesn't affect you. It
No, but you're
totally.
not getting violent. I've never seen anybody
But
fucking violent on weed.
I think marijuana might make you depressed. Here's let me hear my theory. My
Sure.
theory
I
is
believe it.
that okay, then there is no theory. Thank you. I didn't have
Yeah.
to explain. Thank you.
And that, if
Yeah,
I have to deal with angry drunk people or high fucking dumb people, I'll deal with the high dumb people. Any day.
it is interesting. My old boyfriend Scott, he was a we used to smoke a lot back in the day, and he had one of those really bad weed experiences, and he stopped forever and became a drunk. Like he's all alcohol now, and so I think what happens is you choose one or the other.
dude,
You know,
that's so funny you said that. So this was a long time ago. This must have talking to Eric like 10 years ago.
sure.
Eric Javor, tattoo guy, my tattoo friend. And I saw him. He's like, "Yeah, man, let's smoke. Like, let's fucking smoke." He's like, "I don't smoke anymore." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I had like a bad experience." I was like, "You like this guy tripping ball? He's the first to do every drug I know by himself." You
Yeah,
know, I was like, he ended up smoking with me, and it was cool. He's like, "Yeah, man, I just had a really bad experience," and I was just made me quit.
good for him. Good
No,
for
but he
him.
smoked with me. He had a good time with me. I
That's what I
got
mean.
back
Good for
into
him.
it.
Spoke with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Fucking
back
Scott
into it.
refuses.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, that's
fun. We
funny.
had fucking laughed. It was a good time, man. Yeah, yeah, dude. Well, look, Austin, if I could take getting high with a buddy or getting drunk with a buddy, I'd like both. Maybe even combine them. If I had to pick, I'd pick weed. Pick weed.
Mm.
Yeah, I did look it up, Chase. I was having trouble finding exact numbers, but there like over the last 20 years there has been a definite decline and like a very steep decline since the pandemic apparently. But I couldn't get an exact like percentage wise.
It's
People were drinking
fascinating. You think,
hard in the pandemic.
oh, that's right. Yeah, it shot
Yeah.
up and then they got burned out on it. Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's a new culture, man. Like that's I heard that I didn't look this up that like the younger generations don't like alcohol and they're doing a lot of not doing a lot of things that we wanted to do at that age, like getting driver's licenses, moving out of their parents' houses, getting jobs. I mean, this could be like partly economic pressures as well.
Well, I tell you, yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's the fucking cost, man. Booze is expensive. Like it's shot. Like can you? I don't go to bars because I don't. It doesn't make sense economically. You know, like a cocktail. I remember like when I was growing up in like 2009 and stuff. A glass of wine at a fancy Dallas restaurant that was like $12. You know, today I can't even imagine what it must be. You know, like you go to Meat Casino and you order a Mambo Taxi margarita. I bet it's like $20. You know, like who's gonna
It's
pay for that?
working. Those fucking companies are killing themselves, man. Started charging so fucking much. People are like, I don't need this. I
Dude,
don't need this to
I've heard.
survive. It's too
I've
much.
heard. I don't know if this is true. I've heard McDonald's and Starbucks are starting to close down across the country if people just aren't fucking going. It's too
McDonald's
expensive.
now is offering one meal, just one, that's just what it should be priced. Like, we'll give you one meal for like $6 and the rest are 15. It's the Big Mac meal. They're desperate. Desperate.
Dollar menu, man. The dollar menu. That was the OG. That's what it has to be again. Come back to the good old dollar menu. Like a real dollar menu.
What
Now they give you like a slice of an apple.
Dean,
Like here's
when you
that
say
big.
shit like food prices don't change here, man. Like everybody can get the fruits and
Mhm.
vegetables. Like that's fucking people can't now in the States. That's that was the worst part about living in Hawaii for so long. Dude, I love mayonnaise. I went to the store and the price, I was like, I'm getting mustard. And I'm not a mustard man. And that's when you're like, dude, I'm doing well. I can't imagine what some of these local boys I don't know how they survive. It's
Bay
brutal.
fish.
You
Yeah.
better know
Yeah.
how to fish. That's right.
Yeah. Man, I think that I never understood why there wasn't deliveries in Hawaii. How come you can't just order everything, especially in the modern age? Like just order everything off Amazon. But
Yeah.
I guess the mail system's all fucked up there. The state is barely holding on.
The other, I told you all this before, but it still blows my mind because do you ever meet anybody that has been like, dude, you're introverted, and then years later you're like, dude, you're extroverted. Like, have y'all ever in your life with anybody?
I've
Uh,
read studies that people's personality types can change over the
Have
years.
you seen it though? Ever?
I don't know if I've seen it personally though.
I couldn't think of an example either. Dean, you got anything?
no, as a matter of fact, personalities seem to be confirmed
Yeah,
the older I
I
get,
would argue that I'd die on that hill in the pandemic. And I don't, this is anecdotal now. They're telling me after the fact, but these people are like, yeah, man, I was extroverted. And then the shutdown, I totally freaked out. And then I just got used to it. And then I liked it. Now, these are always extrovert to introvert because of the pandemic. Or a couple, I guess, on the other way. I guess it went both, but it was a shift. And they're like, I'm not introverted anymore. I'm not extroverted. I don't know if I can believe them, but I've had 7 or 8 people tell me that since 2020. Like, why would they lie about
You
that?
know what I think happens? I think everybody takes that stupid Myers-Briggs, little internet test.
It's a
They're like,
horrible test.
oh, INFW. Blah, blah, blah. I'm an introvert. I'm an
No,
extrovert.
no, no.
And they walk around through their life with that identity, and it could be completely fucking wrong.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of people had schisms. Like the pandemic, I've never been busier in my life. I gotta get out of here. I fucking hate this bitch. I hate my kids. Please, please, please. I'm like, damn, dude, like this guy's in hell and he's at home. And then eventually it broke them and they're like, I got used to it and I don't want to leave my room. So
Yeah. Yeah. I see that with a lot of kids, I think, you know,
room's
like
comfy.
I think, I think the thing I've noticed is there's an attachment to electronics that goes way deeper than anything from our generation, like like an anxiety that begins to come over them if they don't have a cell phone in their hand or an iPad or a laptop, like it's an attachment that I think the pandemic instilled.
It's already symbiotic, isn't it? It's like we can't live
Mm,
without it.
mm, yeah,
Damn.
Chase, have you ever had anybody contact you for like screen addiction type stuff, media addiction?
Screen addiction?
Like
Oh,
social media, like I'm like they may hit you up. Hey, I'm on my phone 12 hours a day. I'm watching Netflix 16 hours a day.
porn. Porn. Younger guys with the porn.
oh
Okay,
yeah,
I can
that's a
see
big
that.
one these days.
It's fascinating. I know there's no roadmap. Everybody does it way different. And the ones I find that struggle like the most, and I can't talk them out of it, abstinence. No, I am not going to touch it. I will never allow myself to touch it. I don't need it. And it goes good for a week. And then they just the dick takes over for a day. And they're like, oh my God, I fucked everything up. And I'm like, dude, like a little moderation here. It's okay to rub one out on occasion. No, Chase, no. And I'm like, okay. Abstinence with the cock, and I've seen it over and over again. It's just results are temporary. It does not work well. You need to have a release on that bad boy on occasion. Yeah. The ones that do best, stop overthinking it. They make it casual again. Like, yeah, man, I'll look at it on occasion. I got shit to do now. Like they get interested in other shit. Yeah.
Mm, busy. I
They
think
get
so too.
busy. They get a job, they get paid more. They get a life. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should recommend castration. You know,
It's not a bad add-on to the therapy
yeah.
line. And you
Uh,
could just,
Did you know that if you castrate yourself, you live 10 years longer, your hair never falls out, and you never get acne? Not bad. Not
Not
bad.
bad.
oh,
That's a
yeah.
that's a real option. In Florida, they'll forcefully castrate you if you get caught molesting a child under a certain age,
Really?
which I certainly agree with. I think it's interesting, and I've watched documentaries where the people feel liberated because they live their life controlled by these like really perverse desires, and sometimes it's the right move. Like I think we think of it as a terrible thing. Back in the day, Dean, you probably know about this. Like they would capture prisoners and like castrate them and make them
In the
slaves.
Bible.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I like to listen to history books while I go to sleep, and I don't even know
Uh,
some Greek war or something. They're talking about that, but I was like, well, for certain people in the modern age, it seems like the appropriate move.
dude, I got to tell you about quick little side note. Austin, the greatest historian ever, has just released a new book. Her name is Jill Lepore. Um, every single one of her books is a banger. She is the greatest historical writer I have ever read.
Stop it.
Uh,
A woman, stop.
she's
Stop.
there's no doubt in my mind. I will defend her to the grave. Jill Lepore.
Better
Um,
than Roberto Green?
yes, she's
No,
the best.
stop.
She's the best.
Stop.
I will go to the grave on this one, man.
You got
She
to
wrote a
give me
book
a
called
book then. I want to see
The
it for
Name of
myself.
War. The Name of War was the original one I read, which is all about like King Philip's War during the colonization period of America. It'll make you weep. It's so good. But she's got a
Weep.
new one out that I want to read called The Cons. It's just I think it's called We the People. It's about the Constitution of the United States, sort of the history of adding amendments and stuff like that, and it's supposed to be amazing. So if you're looking for something to listen to at night, man, Jill Lepore. And of course she's a Harvard historian. And you know what, Chase, when she was younger, she was a little hot when she was younger. She's not ugly, a little hot when she was younger.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
my dream is to lock down some PhD broad that,
yeah.
trying to find herself.
I've been watching interviews with her lately, and she even like as an older lady, she looks good, man. She looks good. Like she kept it together. She kept it together, and she has that, the youthful voice that a woman can have. Like,
Voice is
you know,
key. Voices.
yeah, like sometimes a woman can have like that. They age, and it gets like kind of old womanish and
Yeah.
witchy, and
Yeah.
not good. She maintained the youthful voice, and it's nice. I
I,
liked it.
I wish you guys could have met this girl I dated in Thailand. She had this voice. She was
Mm.
beautiful. She had this voice. And whatever she said, Chase, yes, yes. It's just, I didn't care. It's like, yes,
Tell me
please
more.
say
Mm.
anything to
She'd
me.
be angry at you.
Doesn't
You're
matter if
just
it's,
yelling
it
at you. You're
was,
just like, sugar cookies.
I remember
Say
thinking when
more, please.
I got her high the first time. She got high
Yeah.
and she goes, I think I'm drunk, but I'm not drunk. And I was like, yeah, you're high. She's like, I am high. Yes. And I was like, yeah. And
Damn.
we had the most amazing sex. It was like this slow motion, like it was just like, man, and she had that voice. She
Okay,
was my
stop.
favorite. She was my
She
favorite.
was the one. Don't tell me this. This is not good.
Well, nah, but she was amazing, little chick. Yeah.
I was
The,
talking to oh, go ahead, Austin. Yeah.
oh, I wanted to mention this book because I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite like history books I've ever listened to. Called Black Flags, Blue Waters by J. Eric J. Dolan,
Okay.
about the history of piracy. It really is.
Okay.
It's very fascinating. I don't know if you've looked into that.
I
Hey,
got a great for you. Piracy and the some wait no sodomy and the piratical tradition. Yeah, it's all about how pirates were fucking each other, and it's a real historical book. Yeah, I read it a long time ago, and it
hey,
was all a bunch of men locked on a boat. Things are gonna happen. It's
think
good.
you remember the great Mike Leach?
Of course, man. That was one of the few things I was proud of Texas Tech for.
Do you know what he believed wholeheartedly?
Aliens.
Well, yes. He
Yeah.
believed he was a reincarnated pirate.
Yeah, I remember that was a big thing at Tech, man. There
He
was like
looked
half.
like a pirate. Didn't he look like, I think that's Blackbeard or something like that. That's what he would have looked like, except with a beard and a parrot. Yeah.
Damn, I missed that shit, man. He was great.
I totally would have sailed with that man. Totally would have sailed with that man.
Yeah, you know what Mike Leach would eat? Yeah, let's throw the ball every down. Just throw,
There
throw,
is,
throw. No
this is,
defense ever. Just throw forever
Dean,
and
if,
ever.
if you get bored, you should watch this interview. He's at Washington State coaching. This reporter's
Yeah.
walking with him to the football place, and he's drinking his coffee. He's like, wait a minute, there's an anthill here. He goes, I'm going to pour this coffee on the ant. And I was like, what is this guy doing, man? Pouring coffee. He's like a little kid. He's like, look at this. Look at them running for their lives. I'm like, oh,
Remember, he made fun of that kid for wasn't he the one that said fat girlfriend? These
yeah.
guys and their
They lost.
fat
He's like, oh, they're
girlfriend.
more interested in their fat fucking girlfriends than playing football.
Damn, I miss that, man.
He
That used
was
to be a Tech thing, man. They got Bobby Knight too. Like they get the personality coaches to come up there because there's nothing else to fucking do out there.
I was thinking about this last night. I wanted to ask y'all, but I couldn't think of my four. But a couple people, if I had a Mount Rushmore of human beings, that would be one of them. Just for the presence he brought, man. It was necessary.
That's
Intelligent
good.
man that liked to burn ants with coffee and talk about aliens. I'm like,
Do you know?
that's
You know what
that's
Tech Tom?
a hero.
See, like there was nothing to do out in that town, man. There was nothing. Like it was the middle of a desert. It was awful. But you know what you could do? You could go to a game, like baseball, basketball, football, and you know what? The student section was always solid seats, especially the basketball. The basketball was the best one. And you know what? That was a thing to do. I liked doing that. That was fun, man. That's how it used to be. Like in America, the reason baseball became so big in America is because there was so many teams and every neighborhood had their team. You know what I mean? And it was the place you'd go during your lunch break because the tickets were so fucking cheap, like a nickel. So you'd go during your lunch break. It was a long game. That's why they have all those innings. So you go catch a few, check, maybe place a quick little bet, something like that, check out the inning, and then you go back to work. it was totally integrated in the community, and now it's all fucked up, you know. But that's how it should be, man. I like that, participating in the local thing. It's fun.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what you do in a college town if you got cash. You go to the games and you have a good time. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Oh, they're expensive when you were in college.
Free
Free.
as students, you know, you can go to the student section anytime.
Hey, Dean, you were saying you listen to books at night on history. Is that what you go to bed to?
That was Austin.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, oh, I listen to scary stories, but they never scare me. There's only been one that I've listened to, and it was like, damn, that was pretty scary. So,
Hey,
Was it about
speak.
Bigfoot?
no, it was about this fucking demon that was in a prison as a one of the people in there, and he's just eating people. And I was like, man, they had good voice acting. It was convincing. I was like, oh my God, that was fucking
Speaking
terrifying.
of scary stories, I had a friend. He gave me just a gigantic hard drive full of movies and TV shows, and he's like, "Just here, take it." You know, I was like, "Oh, great! This is something to watch." You know, and as I was going through it, and guess what he had, Chase? The whole series of Samurai Jack. Yeah,
Ooh,
and Wuyan had no idea what it is, and I was like,
really?
"All right, I got to introduce him to this somehow." And I thought about what to do, and you know what I showed him? The haunted house episode.
It's a
You
great
remember
one.
that one?
Yes.
it it's a little scary, man. I was a little. I was like, damn, this cartoon is kind of freaky, you know. And it won. It was good. It did the job, man. That was a great one.
So that's one of the greater episodes. That's one or two. And remember the other great episode? Samurai Jack has two great episodes. Two.
Okay.
Do you remember the other one?
You know, I never actually watched the whole series. I just watched a few episodes back in the day. So yeah.
So there's one. He's Samurai Jack, and then there's this one. He's in who you know, Shinobi, the warrior and the ninja in black, stalks him,
Uh,
and he's in white. Shinobi's in black, and the sun's setting, so it's all white, and then it just starts turning black, and it's just this duel, and it's the most
uh,
beautiful music with bamboo wood. You know, you can hear in the background. It is so
Speaking
well
wood,
done.
man.
It's
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It should have won an award that episode. It's fucking incredible.
I think it did win awards and stuff like that. Man, that noise right there, the bamboo creaking noise.
Oh, I love
That
it.
is one of my favorite noises in the world, man. Austin, have you ever heard bamboo creak? You ever heard
And the
that? You
wind.
know?
He's
Yeah.
never. He doesn't know what bamboo is.
Not in real life. Yeah, there's not a lot of bamboo around here.
Oh man, Murakami Gardens. You go through that bamboo section. I remember just it transports you psychologically. Like the noise is so powerful. You feel like you're in a Kurosawa film or something like that.
Hey, so you were talking earlier about the Korean shit you witness, and it's so fucked up. Some of the shit. I'll tell you, the Australian shit I witness is unbelievably grounding and reasonable. I was watching Big Les last night and Sassy the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
These Aussies are so cool. Mr. In Between, that series. You watch that
Yeah.
series, everybody's like, it's just business, man. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I understand. Like it's so polite. Even killing each other was polite.
Have you ever seen Crocodile Dundee?
There's a lot of movies. I've seen one or two of them. I don't know if I've seen the original.
I've never seen one, but that apparently that was a huge thing in the 80s. Like it was the first like real dose of Australia, you know, that and like the land down under, you know. Which
Aussies are
by the
cool,
way,
man. Yeah, I like Aussies.
as a fucking like theme song for your country, you know, I come from the land down under. Not a bad one to have, man. Like that's a pretty cool little theme song. Gives you a nice vibe. And also, you know what? I had the lyrics wrong for that song for like my entire life. You know that I come from the land down under, and then it goes cut your hair like thunder. You know that?
Can you hear that thunder? Shut the
I thought
fuck
it was
up.
cut your hair like thunder.
You're wrong. I'm right.
Like that's how they do it in Australia, man. They cut their hair like thunder. You know, like a sound. You know, and
Can't you hear? Can't you hear that thunder? You better run. You better take cover. That makes more sense than cut your hair.
I, it's just what my stupid brain took in, man. You know, I looked that up the other day. I was like, oh shit, I got that way wrong.
Austin, have you seen Mr. In Between?
Is it the cartoon?
No, it's a series, and it's about a hitman that's raising his daughter in Australia. Dean, you never finished it. You guys should watch it in the comfort of your home again. I
I got to the point where he got
no,
his girlfriend left him and he was all pissed off. That was it.
it gets It's the best beginning and the best ending. It's just
Ah,
it is incredible. It peaks early and it peaks late. Finish it.
yeah. I got a question, Chase.
Dude, that show made me cry. I have not had a show make me cry in my
Um,
decades.
Wow.
Decades.
what was your favorite show to watch high, Chase?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was warped.
When me and William were high in Hawaii together, we were watching that Naked and Afraid.
Oh yeah.
We were totally locked in. It was great. Every episode, we were just like, "Ah, more, more, more." Just watching people fail, watching, especially like the people who had the total ego going into it, like, "Hey, I've always done it," and then get their ass totally handed to them, you know, like, or seeing somebody who you think's gonna win, and then they get like some medical condition, and they're like, they got a fucking, like, oh
I
man,
it's a
cool.
show you can binge quick and it gets boring. But I had one episode I watched.
Uh,
This guy was a meathead, but he could hunt. He was just dumb, and she this chick was smart, and she just was supportive. Every time he got beat up, I couldn't catch shit. He's like, "You're the fucking best hunter I've ever seen. You're gonna catch something." And it was like, "Yeah, I am." Like it was perfect. It
it's
was
cool.
like she knew exactly
Life,
what
man.
she needed to be for him, and he always ended up making a kill. And I was like, man, that's what it was. It was this brute and this fucking woman being supportive. I was like, damn, man, it's beautiful to watch. They won. They finished whatever they do. Yeah.
And support is everything. Like I tell you what, if I having somebody in your corner, it's a game changer, man. But
Fuck
here's the
it
question:
is.
in your corner, do you want like your mom, or do you want like you remember the old guy from Rocky? You know, he's a wrecking ball. You know, like they're just always angry and, "Rah," and like what do you think's more effective? To have the cheerleader or the get your shit together person?
I want the support of someone whose support is really hard to get. Like I know it's
Ah,
not bullshit.
earned it.
I
Earned
want
it.
the one that gives nobody support except you. Like, Tracy, you can fucking. I'm like, thank you,
Uh,
thank you. Means
I
fucking the
know what you
world.
mean.
Yeah.
That's really a good answer. Good answer. If you do you think you could be a corner man? Do you think you could say what you need to say in a UFC fight?
Yeah, because I would never corner. But if it came down to it and he was losing in the last round, listen, you piece of fucking shit. Goddamn, like, just,
Yeah.
it's the only time I've ever gotten your face. And it's now. Might be
Yep.
effective.
Dude, I remember this is one of those moments where I judge somebody forever. You know that guy who's sometimes on Rogan, that Eddie Bravo?
Yeah.
He was there when Tony Ferguson was slaughtered by Justin Gaethje years ago, and he was in the corner, and he said nothing as he was getting like he was there, and he was just getting slaughtered, and he just stood there, said nothing. I was like, "You motherfucker, you need to say, dude, it's time to call it.
Dude,
Like, you've got to fucking pull out."
what for? Hang on. He was on Rogan talking about this. Did you see
Yeah,
that one? And he goes,
yeah.
we were all in shock. And it was because he got beat slowly over 5 rounds. They gave him nothing.
Mm.
Like, hey, we're losing. Let's do this. They were all just like, yeah, man, keep it. Yeah, let's go. Like the shock. If you get shocked as a coach, you shouldn't be a coach, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
they
that's
let
the
him
whole point
down.
of the
They
coach.
let him down.
A coach is supposed to be your psychological anchor. You know what I mean? He endures no matter what happens out on the field, Like that's how it should be. You want a pirate, man. You want a guy who's pouring coffee in your anthills.
You know what, man? I advertise to high functioning, high achievers. I'm starting to get them. It's kind of funny, but it's interesting. These people support is so important because if without support, I can see how you're like, fuck it. Because I'm more of a fuck it guy too. And with some of these successful people, like their personal lives are so fucked, but it's all kind of like revenge. I'll show them. Fuck them.
Uh,
It's
Powerful
like
motivation.
yes, but it's not healthy. There's no balance there. And I both are unbelievably destructive. One just has a lot of money. Because I'm just like, oh my God, you're like a broken person with like millions of
Yeah,
dollars. Yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking interesting to see.
Mm.
Yeah, I
But
was watching a
they
lot. Well,
they adjust quicker, the ones with money. They tend to do better. Yeah.
I was watching this guy. He was like a top tier life coach, and he goes, "I made a transition in my where I work with people to try to make people as successful as humanly possible, to just putting them in a place where they actually enjoy their lives. He's like, I'm much more interested now in teaching people how to live a modest life that they genuinely enjoy instead of becoming uber successful. And it really felt like extremely authentic. And this dude was himself very successful. And I was like, I think that's the right approach. And I think that is crazy off balance. Like, it's good to have money because that's security, but there's like a definite limit. And I think a lot of people dive into material success to hide other things that they're actually harder to fix, that are broken with inside them. Because it's like it's really easy to say, I must be doing okay because I got all this stuff and I got all this prestige, but it's not always the case. A lot of the time, the
Austin,
happiest people are not highly successful in the case of like millionaires.
as somebody who's not a millionaire, right, Austin? Do you think you might just be telling yourself this?
No, because I've heard enough people that have been very successful
You've
that were
heard.
just
Have
as
you met them?
unhappy as everyone else. No, well, I don't think they would lie, and I think it's completely true. And they even do measurements like self-reported measurements of people when like windfalls happen. Say you win the lottery, you get about you get a few weeks or maybe even a few months where you're happier, self-reportedly happier than you were before, and then you go back to baseline. It's like you become accustomed to whatever situation you're in. And I think basically, and again, they've looked into it. Once you make enough money to where money isn't an issue for you, increasing your amount of money doesn't increase happiness. Like there's a definite limit. Let's say in the U.S., let's say you make $100,000 a year. That's probably you're not going to get any happier by getting more money after that, like 2,000, 300,000. And I generally, yeah, I do believe that. Am I? What do you? I mean, because what can you buy with $300,000 that you can't with
I
$100,000?
I don't know. I'll tell you this: more money makes me
House.
happier.
I don't
Yeah,
buy that at all, man.
I
Like
don't.
getting to the point where you money is no longer a factor is such a big thing in life. You know, like not worrying about bills, not worrying about retirement. Jesus Christ. Like just imagine not worrying about healthcare, not worrying about your cell phone bill, not worrying about your car if it breaks down, not worrying if somebody's gonna get fucking sick in the family, you know? I hate to say it, but these are fundamental elements of happiness that poor people do not have.
No, that's what I said. I said after you reach the threshold where money concerns are not a concern, increasing money after that point doesn't increase happiness. But yeah, you're right. Like, of course, being in a scarcity mentality is stressful, and like yeah, it puts you in an awkward situation. But like once all your essential needs are taken care of, then the idea is that increasing your wealth doesn't increase your happiness after that point.
I mean, I get it. I follow you there. I guess in my mind, if I can increase my wealth, I will fucking do it. I'll fucking totally do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chase, would you go to the Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival? Would you do that? No?
Depends on the dollar bills. At first, I'd be like, no. I would be like, I'm not going. And then if they do what they do, hey, it's 500,000 now. It's 3.4 million. I'm like, I guess I'm going. I'm
They
going.
gave Dave Chappelle a million,
Yeah.
cold million, 1 hour of comedy, 1 hour.
That's,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what? I might say no, but if they gave me two, I'd probably do it.
You know the Tim Dillon, he
It's
got three hundred
dangerous.
35,000, and he started talking about it. He was like, yeah, they gave me 300. Like he went off and he's like, some people make fun of them because they say they have slaves there, but I think they treat the slaves very good. You know, and I want you to know that if I had a slave, I would treat them very good too. They probably wouldn't want to stop being slaves because we treat them so good. And they took away the money after that because he started and he was like and he's like, no, I was saying it's good to have slaves. Why would you take away the money? You know?
Bro, so brings up an interesting topic. So I'm gonna get this Indian job at the Indian hospital. I think I got it, or at least they've offered it. And
Indiana, you mean? Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Apache.
Apache, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I work with a bunch of recruiters. This one recruiter's like underling was talking with me, and the underling, I guess, gave me the numbers and the expectations. He shouldn't have, but he gave it to me. He didn't know this.
Yes. Update. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth with this guy. I was like, yeah, man, I'm interested in the job. And he offers me less than what his lackey offered me with less benefits. And he didn't even know that I talked to him. I was like, bro, this is going backward. It just, I think it's the first negotiation that I just kept pushing. I didn't care if they said no because he tried to fuck me so soon. I was like, fuck off. I want this. I want this. Here's the message he said. I want, and I won. And I was like, oh my God, he gave in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It shocked me. The shit that came out of his mouth was like, this is it. You can walk now. I got other offense. I was like, all right, I'm walking. And he's like, all right, here you go. It's like, damn.
exactly. It fucking exact, dude. I will tell you one
You
other
can't be
thing.
nice with the, but the thing that hit me, I was like, I'm trying to be Chase. I'm like, look, I don't want to go. This is what I need. That's it.
They're treating you
Straight
like a
up.
psychologist. Yeah, they're like,
It,
oh, he's gonna be emotional and sensitive.
they did not care. He's like, let's fuck him. Let's see if we can fuck him. I
Mhm.
was like, I could do that job, man. That's fucking brutal.
Yep,
It's a game.
yep, dude. Mom was always a stone cold bitch
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
I always hated it,
Yeah.
because it was so uncomfortable. But I saw that that was how she had to be, especially as a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like it was zero tolerance. No, this is the fucking line. And you know what? It served her well. It served her well. I struggle to do it too, man. I
Not at
really,
Target, not when you're yelling at the guy at Target, but in the job, I understand. But we had to see it at Target. I never liked that. I felt
yeah.
bad for that person. They probably
But I
cried.
But I
Yeah.
see how where it goes to. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
saw our grandfather do that one time, man. I remember one time we went to Costco and he had ordered some kind of computer or something like that, and it wasn't there. It was something had gone wrong. And he went full attorney at law, like started saying, I'm gonna sue you. You know what I mean? Like, look up my name. Do you see what that says there? That is Dean Schmidt, attorney at law. And I'll be damned if they didn't have like they were cowering before him, like kissing the ring because he got pissed off. You know what I mean? So there's a time and a place, a time and a season. Yeah. So well done, Chase. I'm glad you did it, man.
I hate that guy. If we have to talk again, oh, I'm sorry about that little. You know what I'm going to say to him?
Fuck off.
Dude, I don't like you, man. I don't like. I did not enjoy
You know what?
that.
I would go psychology. I would be like, I just want you to know that you're a deceitful person.
I'm going to use a term like that. You know
Yeah,
what you are,
give him a
man?
diagnosis.
Yeah, you're leaning
Diagnosis.
really heavy, and I did not like. I was straight up with him. I was like, look, no negotiating. This is it. I was honest, and he
Yeah.
said, "Fuck you." Hey, fuck you, bend you over if I can. I'm like, dude, what
Well,
is this?
I'm
This is
curious.
horrible.
Well, I'm curious. What did he actually say?
He didn't know that his employee had already given me the numbers.
Uh,
So he went low. But even the employees max, I got a little higher. Here's the thing. I was working with three other recruiters, two chicks, one guy.
yeah.
The guy seemed nice. The two chicks, it's a little bit flirty,
Ah,
but
interesting.
they are straight up. They get me
Yeah.
more. Like they go in, I got you more. I'm like, really? Like
Yeah.
I feel like they're working for me. This guy tried to fuck me, and I
Yeah.
fucking hate him. And if I've talked that fucker on the phone, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna use a big word like that, Austin
You're
Dean. I'm
gonna
gonna throw it right in his face. I'm a licensed psychologist, as you know, and you're fucked in the head.
tell you, there are some people. I remember there was this show a long time ago called Scrubs, and there was this one chick in there, and she had a superpower, which is she knew exactly. She could always look at somebody and tell exactly what their insecurity was.
Oh
So
yeah,
she would like go up to some girl and she would say like bangs. And they're like, what? Bangs? And then you turn around, the girl's like, like crying her eye. It's the one insecurity they have. I wish you could do that. Just pick out the one thing. It's like, yeah. So, your marriage is gonna fail, right? It's got like a month. Just
dude.
saying, like, just some shit like
It
call him out with a supernatural read.
Dude, it's fantastic because I just put high achievers. That's what I work with. Like, I got this one today, and he just didn't shut up. This was in a consultation, 15 minutes. He rambled about Disneyland and nonsense. And he's like, "Well, I think I could work with you." I was like, "Listen, man, if I work with you, I got to cut you off. Like, you just ramble. Like, I was like, we were laughing about it. I was like, I will cut you off." He's like, "That's exactly what I need." And I'm like,
Oh, you got a client. There you go, man. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what everybody's thinking. Like, just shut up. Good God. Talk too much. Fuck. Give me money now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've looked into recruiters. I had a friend that became one temporarily. Like these people like used car salesmen, and they're kind of universally disliked for that reason. Aren't they
These
incentivized to screw you over, right? Because they get a bigger cut.
those look, this is interesting because the one guy he didn't give a shit. He didn't want to know about me. But the two chicks, they've spent time on the phone. Like, why do you want to do this? Where do you want to work? Why don't you want more money? Like
Yeah.
there's a curiosity to them. They're like, let me place you in a spot where I think you'd enjoy it. I appreciate that. It's like what you're supposed to do, right? Like place somebody where they need them and where they want to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
recruiters are middlemen, man. Every job that I got that was legit was a connection. Like recruiters always try to fuck you over. You know what I mean? Like, I have recruiters contact me all the time about working in China and stuff, and they're like, "What's your sal? Like, what salary do you want?" And I tell them like what I'm at, and they're like, and then they run away because I fucking negotiated the salary. You know what I mean? Like they will fuck you over every time. You know?
Well, the two chicks. What chick got me more money? Because I think she likes me a little bit though. Yeah.
Oh,
Can't
that's your
blame her.
future wife, man. If she was Thai, it'd be perfect.
She
You know?
sounds hot. You ever had that where you're talking to someone like, oh, you sound kind of hot. I
Yeah.
dude, the I still think about this conversation. It was with my bank. They fucked up something. And I called it. And I work with a lot of neurodivergent, like fucking really smart people that are autistic.
Hmm.
This chick sounds beautiful, but she's talking to me like a machine. Like if you just picked up on the call, you're like, oh my God, that chick's hot but robotic.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I was like, are you on the spectrum? She's like, why are you asking that? I'm a psychologist. She's like, oh my God, yes. I was like, yeah, man, like you did really well. And she was just, I caught her at the end because she had to like give me like a thank you or I appreciate that. It wasn't part of the program script.
Yeah.
To this day, I think of her. She was so sexy. Sexy.
Oh
Knew she
man.
was hot.
Kind of wish I could hear the voice. I
It
want to know
was a
what it
voice, Dean. You would have
sounds
been like,
like.
damn,
Um,
like a
uh,
perfect, every word's perfect. And she's taking care of the problem and she's checking in on my feelings. It's beautiful.
you know what I like? I like the girls with the very soft voice. You know, like whenever they speak, it's kind of like they're singing a little bit, and it's very
Sure.
calming. You know, like very rare. I rarely see it, but I love that sort of thing. You know?
It's healing.
Yeah, yeah, very healing.
Austin, we saw your partner for a brief second earlier on this
You did.
podcast. Does he have a soft healing voice? It looks like he very well could.
yeah. Edwin has a very nice voice. Yeah, very soft. Well, I want to talk about because I'm kind of obsessed with this guy Chase Hughes, and I wish you were more like him, Chase. But he's a cool guy. But he talks about how to deal with sociopaths. And one of the things he said is when he was dealing with somebody he thought was a sociopath, he would write down every word they said and then send them an email as a way of like confirming to them that there's like no opportunity for gaslighting. Have you thought about doing something like that for a recruiter, like typing, like maybe recording the conversation and like sending them an email that's like verbatim everything that you talked about?
Well,
Because I feel like
you refer to him as Chase Hughes, so he's not a doctor. He sounds like a fucking idiot. That's what he sounds like to me.
he's a body language expert, Chase.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What are you an
I,
expert in?
bro, bullshit. And that's one of them right there. Look at him there. He's rubbing his nipples. Therefore, he's
Yeah.
lying.
Hey, say I want to compliment. That was nice, man. What are you an expert in? Bullshit, and that's some right there. Well done. That was
You know
good.
what?
That's
You know what
good
this,
for
let me tell
praise
you
right there.
something. And this, you guys probably agree with me. Any fucking expert you ever met, especially in the field of mental health. Why are you an expert? Oh,
Oh,
nonsense.
man.
Nonsense. Their
I,
credentials. Let me tell you that. You know what I got? When I put down what I specialize in, I'm confident enough to talk to anybody. Anything I put down, I'll talk to that person. I've talked to plenty of them. I'll figure it out.
dude,
Confident.
in education, it is all bullshit. People make
It's
whole careers.
confidence. It's
Oh yeah.
confidence.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it.
I should just make some shit up.
Yeah.
Should just be, yeah, I'm an expert in, you know, cognitive behavioral education. You know, I just say it. Say I have a degree from some university you've never heard of.
Dean, you haven't heard this story. Have you, Austin, have you heard of that eye doctor, that black guy in Iowa that claimed to be a doctor of education?
No.
He's running the educational department for the biggest Des Moines, like the town of Des Moines, Iowa. He's
Yeah.
got this doctorate. He's an ex-Olympian. He's an illegal immigrant. He's got firearms charges. And he started his PhD and never finished it. And then he said, "Oh, I went to another PhD," and they checked, and they're like, "Oh, you're all but dissertation, doctor," and they gave him the job. They didn't check if he was
Oh,
he's illegal. It's insane, bro. It's
wow.
I actually did hear about that. They caught him because they were trying to pull him over, and he ran off from ICE,
yeah with the
and that's what like kickstarted everything. It's pretty hilarious because they were like, "Well, we did check. We hired this like third party, and they said everything was okay." But dude, that's amazing. But it's encouraging to me that there's jobs where you could just walk in and say, "Yeah, I've got a doctorate in this, like education." They're like, "Come right in," and no one notices that you don't know what you're talking about. You
so.
couldn't go into a physics department and be like, "I'm an expert in quantum physics," and they'd be like, "Okay." It's like they could tell.
Have you guys ever ran into anybody that faked their degree?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
no.
me too.
Yes.
It's interesting because I think the higher up, if you go put down master's or PhD, you risk getting caught like that idiot. But I had a roommate in college. We had a random one for 6 months. He was a fucking some kind of project engineer, engineering shit for a big firm in Auburn. He was working there. He went to Florida. He's like, "Yeah, I dropped out. I got kicked out cheating. I just forged it." They believed it. And I got this job paying me 200. I'm like, "Wow, really?"
Damn.
He said
That's
it like it
rough.
was nothing. He was proud of it.
A lot of people do that shit. It's
Sure.
got to be harder these days because
Dude,
everything's
he was like, this was the smart route. He goes, "This is a smart route. I just made it all line up." I was like, "Wow, that's maybe it is." Fuck.
damn,
Wow.
damn. Yeah.
What was yours? Who did you know that did it? Teachers?
Oh, lots of teachers. Yeah,
Yeah.
like faking certifications and shit like that. There's a whole bunch of stupid certifications you have to have as a teacher. Like there's the British system and American system and IB, and then you have to have like specialties and like certain teaching skills and all, and they're all totally bullshit. But people stack them up. I have friends who like have hundreds of these things, and I'm like, bitch, you're working the same job as me for less money. So they're just exactly they're all totally bullshit. I have no respect for any of them. I would never get a PhD in education because that's the ultimate bullshit one.
That's why
Yeah.
you can be. That's why you can walk into a school system, I guess, and say that you have a doctorate in education, and no one's like questioning you when like no one knows what you're talking about, and you don't
Well,
know what you're talking
if
about.
you're a black person with ex-Olympian, they'll let me suck your dick right now while you
Dude,
sign the
I will tell
contract.
you
Please.
right now,
Please.
like the job of a principal should not have a PhD. A principal should be a business manager. Like they should have just a degree in management. That is all that they are. They are literally there to make sure that the that the sewage keeps flowing. That is it. It has nothing to do with education. It has nothing at all to do with it. Your job is fucking making sure the students stay and making sure the teachers are functioning. That is it. Nothing else. Anyways, guys, do you mind if we call it there? I'm feeling a little rough. I don't
Feel
know how
like it
much
was
more.
riveting. Today was riveting.
It's good. I
I was
appreciate it.
riveted today.
Me too.
Yeah, riveted. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for listening to the Divine Brothers podcast. See you next time. Bye bye.